Hello, very good evening to everybody who have joined. So today we are kickstarting our Ask Anything to Nalini. So you can also call it as a live Q&A session with me. So before we went on to the live, I asked a question box I posted in my story to ask me any questions, and I received some of your beautiful questions. So this is just going to be an open Q&A where you can ask me about anything about early childhood education, right brain education, or whole brain development, or parenting, or whatever things you want to talk to me, because I don't get enough time to come and check or communicate much in DMs. So I thought of coming live at least once in a week to connect with the people here who are being with me in this journey. So, yeah, you can go ahead and ask any questions that you may be having in early childhood education or parenting or anything with respect to your child. Okay, so some of the questions which I've already received from the question box, so I have just noted that down. Um, so some people, a parent had asked me the question, my child is not sitting for an activity, so how can I actually make my child to feel more interested in the activity? So what I would like to mention is that for a child to sit and focus in a particular activity that you are setting up for them, I would want you to consider what you are setting up, is that aligned with the child's current interest? Because children goes through a lot of different phases in their development. Okay, so they go through a lot of developmental changes, and also their interest areas of interest keeps on changing as they are growing up, and it could vary between weeks. Okay, so 2 weeks your child might be interested on some particular thing, and after 2 weeks you may be seeing that your child is actually interested over something else. So it is common, it is natural. So most of the times when parents have this kind of complaints, what I have noticed personally is that those are the activities which were taken from someone else. So what we do as parents, it's very honestly, what we do as parents is, whenever we feel that we want to give some activities or we want to engage our child with something, what we do, we go to Instagram or Pinterest or Google or YouTube to search for the list of activities. We make the list of activities as such, and we particular activity is 3 years old, so my 3 year old should also be doing this. So this is the common mindset that parents have. So what happens if you are going and presenting an activity which you saw in internet that a 3 year old is doing? It doesn't mean that your 3 year old should also be doing the same, because we're all different people. What interests me may not be interesting you. So what movies I like to watch, maybe you have a different choice of watching a movie. You have a different taste, you have different interests. Some people like thriller, some people like action movies, some people like romantic movies, some people like feel good movies, right? So not all people are same, even if it is for entertainment. So for children also, they don't know much about this. They're not wantedly not focusing on things. So the thing is, when they are not feel aligned with their current phase of development, and when they are not feeling interested about the subject that you are presenting to them, that is when the resistance happens. And of course they have a different thing to do with, they have a better thing to do, so they just go and do that. So as parents, I would suggest you to observe your child and follow them, keep observing the child and figure out what is that making your child, what is that your child is most interested in right now, and try to see how you can actually make it more relevant with the activity that you want to set up. So I wouldn't say that you should never give them any learning opportunities. In fact, I really suggest and recommend people, parents, to give them a lot of learning opportunities whenever and wherever possible. So if and also the things which you want to teach your children, you can have some goals. Like for example, if you want to teach reading to your child, or if you want to teach music to your child, or if you want to teach some sports to your child, you have to get in the field and start to do and do the action. Okay, but the way how you teach has will definitely differ. It may not be like the thing is, you have to find out how you can actually teach the child so that they learn in a very happily and with a fun way. Yeah, so that is one thing. So what are the questions? So in YouTube also we have some question. Can you suggest some books for reading practice to 7-year old? So for 7-year old, you can see it is not just limited to 7-year old, but for any children, you can see what level are they in. Right now we have a lot of leveled readers books available. You can just go to Amazon and check for some of the reading leveled readers. For example, Oxford has a very nice collection of Biff, Chip and Kipper. That is a leveled reader book, which is very short books, where level 1 and all, it will be repetitively the same words will be repeated, so the child will get a lot of confidence in reading it. And they have slowly they increase their levels. And you also have Jolly Phonics level readers, you can try that as well. So these kind of level readers will help the child, and Bob books are there for level reading, so you can try any of these things. Yeah, so any questions? So let me go. I saw few questions popping up in the beginning. Let me start from the beginning. Okay, so Muskan Jain has asked, I wanted to know what all can I show to my 2-month-old daughter. So, for a 2-month-old daughter, we don't focus on flashcards, if that is what you're meaning, like what I can show. So, we don't focus on flashcards, okay, because for until 3 months of age we don't flash the cards, because the child's vision and development is not yet developed for the speed flashing. Instead, I'll tell you what are all the things you can do with a 2-month-old for a whole brain acceleration. Number one is making eye contact with the child whenever they are awake. So, whenever they are awake, I want you to make eye contact, talk to them very softly, and imitate their facial expressions. You can also give them new facial expressions for them to capture and imitate. You can also make some beautiful sounds. You can sing them beautiful songs, not just lullaby, but also some melodic songs you can sing to them. And you can actually, the main thing is, first 3 months, the more thing you can focus is on the bonding, the connection that you're building with your child. And as a new mom, I'm very sure that you may be having a lot of emotional, the hormones within you, the sleepless nights, and so many things are also, you are also going through so many things. So during the moments when the child is awake, try to make eye contact with the child, talk to the child about the whole day. So sometimes we feel like nobody is there to listen to us. So in that case, what I would suggest is talk to your baby about what all you are doing the whole day. Just like how you journal in your diary, consider like that and talk to your baby, just like that. And then you can also start reading books to your child. Doesn't matter that the child has to look the books and all, it is not at all possible. The child will always be lying only. So you can simply read the books, or you can tell some stories to the child when they are awake. So these are some of the activities which you can actually do. And apart from this, with respect to flashcards, you can use visual stimulation flashcards. So visual stimulation flashcards you can use. So visual stimulation flashcards are nothing but black and white contrast images. Okay, so it doesn't need to be just the visual stimulation flashcards, but it can also be any objects with black and white patterns. The reason is children vision are developing very slowly as they are growing up, from especially from 0 to 3 months. They may not be able to see with bright focus. They can see everything in black and white, are the contrasting things that they can actually see. So if you have any objects which are printed with black and white, or if you can prepare any flashcards with similar ones, or if you can just have any object which is black and white, or you can use, like, in a white chart, you can make a black color cello tip in some patterns you can create, so that black and white is created. So you don't need to go and invest in a visual stimulation cards, but just this. So how you use this is just for few seconds you'll be showing that for the child, and then you will take it away. Don't flash the cards. Okay. So next is, let me see if I, oh, okay, in YouTube we are getting some questions. My son is 15 months old and I'm yet to start RBE session. Not able to be consistent. It's hard to make him sit for the session. Any suggestions? Okay, Divya. So the child is 15-month old, right? So, so if you have never started right brain education sessions, a child started moving, right? So they have to first keep moving, because they have just discovered their potential to walk, to fast walk, to run, etc. So they'll be, you cannot expect the child to always be sitting. And definitely there will be a time when the child is actually sitting. So it is not that the 24/7 the child will be running, but of course at 15 months the child wants to explore their movement, because that is what that the child has recently discovered. Until 12 months the child might not be able to move that much. That is why you see a lot of movement at this age, and it's completely normal. So first accept that the child is developing properly when they are moving a lot. Okay, so sometimes what happens, we are living in a sedentary lifestyle where we are spending a lot of time sitting, and we expect the same from our child also. So what tip I would like to give you is, number one, choose a time which suits you and your child. I would suggest right after breakfast, maybe, or right after lunch, or right after dinner. So when the child is well fed, well slept, and well rested, okay. So what happens that time, the child will be able to sit and focus. And another thing is, the child doesn't need to sit and watch and actively keep listening in order to grasp the information in their environment. So for us, we are all in the conscious state of mind where we our brains are wired in such a way that only when we pay active attention we will be able to grasp so easier. But a child's brain is wired completely different. So as per the child's brain, how they work is, they are in the subconscious state of mind, which means even without actively listening what is happening around in their environment, they are still learning, they are still able to grasp all the information. So even when you are doing a flashcard session, it is not necessary that your child has to sit from the first day. But I have coached more than 5,000 parents, and I have been seeing a lot of parents starting after the child is 15 months, 18 months, and they all have this complaint, especially in the beginning. But what happens after they started, as a parent, we know what is a schedule. So no matter whether the child is moving, no matter what the child is doing, we just keep doing the thing consistently for few days, at least in the few days, 2 to 3 days, after which the child will start to come and look for what is actually happening. Okay, so there are a lot of cases which we have dealt that way. When the first 2 3 days the child doesn't seems like showing the interest, but trust me, they are observing every single thing, and they're learning every single thing that is there. Okay, even they're visually there, even if they are not seeing, they are hearing it. Their auditory is all open even at that time. So no need to worry that your child is not sitting. With respect to consistency, it is purely on your hand. Okay, either you have to make a plan for yourself, where you are planning the rest next, at least next 4 weeks, so that the next 4 weeks you charted out, like what are you going to say, do with your child, what are the activities that you are going to do with the child, what are the flashcard sessions you want to do. So all of those things things needs some kind of planning. And it is not just about taking a set of flashcards and making the child to sit and flashing. No, it doesn't happen that way. If you're doing that, please don't do that way, because children will never go and do that in that case. Okay, there are specific warm up exercises which we have to do, and before the flashcard sessions, and we have to make sure that the child is connecting with us and we are connecting with the child. We are going to give them that this is what I'm going to show you, these are the flashcards, we will be explaining each and everything to the child, and then only we will start the flashcard session. Only then the child will be able to come and sit and do the activities with lots of fun. So I'll tell you this, don't consider this as a bookish knowledge that you are transmitting to your child. I always say that right brain education is not about transmitting knowledge, but it is about transmitting your own thoughts and emotions. So make sure that your thoughts are pure and clean, you're not expecting anything from the child, your focus is more on the input rather than output. So all of these things also matters a lot. So that is why if you see in holistic parenting universe, in silver membership, we have kept it, the system is created for you to stay consistent. That is what we do in 21-day brainathon challenge, where even the parents who have thought that they can never do this have actually successfully completed the 21-day challenge. Even after 2-3 weeks after the brainathon ends, today we had almost 4 people in our hall of fame interview, and most of them, even after the brainathon challenge, they are still able to follow that consistently because of the routine and system that we have developed. So make sure that you are either creating your own system, you will have to go through a lot of tweaks here and there, and you have to keep on working on it. Otherwise, join the system which actually works. Yeah. Heetal Nagda have asked, I've been showing picture cards from 9 months now. My baby is 22 months recently. Since last in 15 days, he's not showing any interest in seeing it. So from 9 months, you have been showing. That's really nice. So at 22 months, if the child is not paying interest in flashcards, what are all the recent changes that was done? You need to keep observing that, because you have started from 9 months, all these while the child have paid attention, but only now at 22 months you are seeing there is some kind of resistance. So think about if there is anything that has changed, either the place or anything in your thoughts. Are you expecting something from the child? Are you expect asking too many questions, like what is this, what is that? Are you testing the child? So these are some of the questions you have to ask yourself. And the next one is, what kind of flashcards are you showing now? Are you frequently changing the flashcards? Are you showing the flashcards which are of current interest of the child? So these are the questions you have to check again. And you can think about how you can make the flashcard sessions even more interesting. So she have mentioned like he has started moving and running and not sitting at one place. Yeah, so again the same thing. So it doesn't matter that your child have to sit and actively listen. If the child wants to move, let them move. If you don't let them move when they want to move, that is when the resistance happens. See, we are all humans where we have a strong resistance towards, if something is forced on to us, we won't like to do, right? So if the child wants to move at that particular time, and you are asking him to sit at that place because you have to show them flashcards, then the child will be thinking like, okay, I don't want to see this flashcards because I want to go and move. So what you can do is think about a different timing, or before starting the flashcards, do some movement exercises. For example, you can ask as a warm-up exercise, you can ask your child to stand up, sit down, jump, get on the sofa, get on the floor, and then turn around, jump for 5 times. So these kind of movement, and then you start the flashcards. Just keep it very short, the sessions needs to be very short, and then do one more movement activity and bring that as a routine. So when this happens as a routine, when and also at 22 months a child also likes to have some kind of structure as well. So if you just have this warm up routine and then the flashcards and then again a movement activity, then the child will love to do that. And next day, before you even start, they will come and ask you, Amma, let's do the flashcard session. So you try this and let me know how it goes. Okay, so any other questions which I'm having? Let me check in my Instagram. Um, so people who are following in Instagram, if you have never seen my YouTube channel, please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I will be posting long form video content there. Because in Instagram it is a very short form content where I can just post 1 minute or 1.5 minutes, but in YouTube I'll be going talking like 15 minutes, 10 minutes. And also all our students success stories are also featured in YouTube channel, so you can go and check it out there. You will get a lot of inspirational videos from our community members. So Janani have asked, are you a child psychologist or a pediatrician? No, Janani. So basically, I'm a software engineer. I was working with a software company for 8+ years. And then, when my daughter was born, I was so much fascinated about the brain development. I finished my child psychology course, but I'm not a child psychologist who can actually work with a child directly. I finished child psychology course, and I finished postgraduate in early years care and education, because I wanted to shift my career towards the early childhood education. So I have a degree in early childhood education, and I am also a certified parent coach. So my expertise is on whole brain acceleration for children, where I teach parents on how they can do the methods and tools which I'm giving them with their children on everyday basis. So that is my expertise. So Flavie Gonçalves her asked, what can I start with my 3.5-month-old baby? So for with respect to the right brain education, if you ask me, you can actually start the flashcard sessions from now. You can start with the reading program or and the bits program, bits of intelligence program. Both of them are okay to start with 3.5-month-old. Apart from this, I would suggest you to have a lot of tummy time, giving them some kind of movements, like lifting their hands, lifting their legs, doing infant massaging, and again eye contact, singing to the child, talking to the child. These are all like essentials, like fundamentals for all the children, no matter what their age is. mm, okay. How to join your course? I filled the form and mailed, but no response. Apurva, so for all those people who have been commenting, so we have been redirecting them to attend my free webinar. So the thing is, I'll tell you what is there in the course, but I'm very sure that you may not be able to get the essence of what is available inside. So it is not just course. Mine is not just a course. It is not just a live workshop. So mine is a lifetime membership actually. So when you are you will get courses, you will get bi-weekly live coaching calls with me. Both of these things are for lifetime access. And you also have we also have a private community where all the parents who are inside our coaching program or inside the private community, where they're working collaboratively. So usually what happens is, there is a lot of competition in the world. So I am creating a collaborative environment where nobody is envying the other people. When we were all growing up, like our parents used to always have a competition, like what parent's child has scored. They have scored first rank, why you did not? They have scored centum, why you did not? So that is how we were all growing up. And even today, a lot of parents compare with other parents and the other children. What I'm creating is a community, a collaborative community, who help each other and who support each other, and they don't just focus on bringing out the genius in their own children, but also awakening all the parents children, because we want to create a future. We are thinking in a futuristic vision. We have a futuristic vision of creating a whole new world, where children are more empathetic, emotionally intelligent and smart. So mine is not just courses. Mine is courses plus coaching plus community, plus also once you complete the courses you will be getting a completion certificate. And I don't want to stop right there, because knowledge is everywhere. You will get the knowledge by going through books, by going through anywhere. You will definitely figure it out yourself. But what actually matters is, putting that into implementation. So it doesn't matter like how much you know, it is all about how much you do. So that is why we have a challenge also, which is called as the Brainathon challenge. So in Brainathon challenge, all the learnings will be put into action. People who Parents who have enrolled but never started, never felt consistent in their procedure, they will all be able to very much able to do the Brainathon challenge, and they start to apply their knowledge in everyday life, right? And they see amazing results, they witness amazing results which they can't believe. So that is what we have. But I would suggest you to come and attend my 90-minute webinar, where I will be first telling you why we are doing this, what are we doing, and what is the need, and then I'll give you an opportunity to join inside my silver membership. So that is how the thing is. I'm not very sure like which email you had sent, but as far as I know, all the things have been, all the responses have been sent. But you just DM me right away after this live. I will send you the link, or you can go to hpunalini.co/webinar to register. Tomorrow we have a webinar at 10 a.m. So if you are registering in that, you will be added to a WhatsApp group where the reminders will also be sent. So tomorrow is the webinar. 10 o'clock is the webinar. So you can come and join that. Even if you are not able to join that particular webinar, in the WhatsApp group, we will be keeping you updated with the upcoming webinars as well. Yeah, any other questions? Oh, I'm missing something. A lot of people have joined. So Roslyn have asked, how do we help out kids start painting mess free, like all over the floor? So children and art, you cannot escape mess from children and art. Okay. So what I would suggest is prepare the environment so that the floor is not getting wet. So make sure that you are putting a big newspapers or something like that. And when it comes to art, don't restrict. Art with restriction is not even art. That is what I believe. So make sure the paints are easily cleanable, in the sense, even if it's spilled on the floor, just by one wipe it has to go. Most of the paints, especially the thick paints, they don't go off immediately. But you can get paints which are non-toxic paints, are actually washable, easy washable. So go for that kind of paints. Otherwise, you can also have multiple newspapers or any protection for the floor. Make it bigger as possible. Don't just give the paper right there. If the child is using a small A4 sheet paper, you have to make sure that the background, that place has to be secured with a big newspaper or something like that. Okay, so we have to think about how environment can be prepared, and how easy the cleaning will be. You cannot bring out the mess from the art. What about starting RB for a 3-year-old? Why not? We have parents. See, honestly, I'll tell you, in holistic parenting universe, we have parents, expectant mothers inside. The child is not even born; they are just in the womb. At the same time, we also have parents with 6-year-old, 8-year-old. Okay, so it doesn't matter what your child's age is. Everything matters based on the parent's mindset. Okay, if you are ready, come ahead and go ahead and do it. Child is always ready, because you're not creating a right brain dominant child. Children are naturally right brain dominant. So it's about when you are ready. Pratibha have asked how you prepared Shradhu for her nursery. Okay, so I think this should be a bigger video for people, for where I can give you a lot of tips. But in this live, let me tell you, the preparation has started very early. And And it has been just, we were very sure that we are not going to send her to school very soon. We were thinking, like, anyways, after 3 years is when we are going to take her to the nursery. Until then, she'll be at home. So but the preparation started very, very early, because my daughter is not a person who is very easy to mingle in social circumstances, especially from 0 to 3 years. She's one of the child where, especially from 0 to 1 year, like, if she looks someone stranger, apart from the people that she's been looking, only four people. Okay, she was also born in pandemic, March 2020. So she has been born and grown up only looking at four faces all till her first birthday. So from that moment itself, even if she looks at someone who is new, or some neighbor or some other relative, she starts crying. That is how she used to be. So we were all so tensed about how she's going to go to school and everything. But trust me, giving that emotional space for the child to make sure that they can trust us, not pushing them into things which they don't want to do. So all of these things in the early years matters a lot. And with respect to school, the from her second year, like, after she turned 2, we used to tell her that there is a place called a school where you will be going alone. It took a lot of time for her to, even digest the fact that she has to go alone, because every time we go, we always be used to go out together, right? So she always, and also due to pandemic, both me and my husband, we used to work at from home. So she have never seen us going out for anything. So it makes it so difficult for her to understand that she has to go alone to school. So that took a lot of time for her. But anyways, at 2 years, we did not join her to school, but we just tell her that, see, this is how it is. Even Amma goes to work. When I go to work, I'll go alone. Nobody will, other people are not allowed. Similarly, Appa goes to work. He'll go alone to work and he'll come back. And no, and we are not allowed in there. Similarly, when you start your education, when you go to school, you will have to go alone. And all the children, there will be a lot of children there who were also alone. They are not coming with their parents. You guys make friends with each other, but you will be in a safe space. So this is one thing, again and again I always kept saying that, Shradhu, Amma will not leave you anywhere which is not safe for you. First, we will go and look for the schools. We will see if the school is good. We will see if we like the school. You have to choose whether you like the environment. And then when we all feel that this is safe for you, only there we will leave you alone, otherwise no. So this is something that we have been communicating from her second, I mean, after she turned 2. And also we used to go and visit schools. Simply, we will go and visit schools. Okay. So from her 2 years of age itself, we used to go and visit schools, just to see just to show her that this is school, because she've never seen anything anywhere else apart from house, right? So we take her to school just to show her that this is how it is. This is the classroom, this is the playground, like the small nursery schools only I'm telling. So there we used to take her there to give her, we used to tell, like, this is a place where we will leave you, we will say bye and you will go inside. So that preparation has been done from a very long time. So I think she was able to, go the first day. Of course, she was crying at the moment she's leaving us. We prepared her, and we also set up a routine for the goodbye routine, like, one hug, one kiss, one high five, and then bye. So this is our goodbye routine, which we talked in house itself. So we did that, and then she cried, but the caretaker took her inside. She was crying for some time, and then we did not heard her voice. So she got somewhat settled, and then she got settled. Actually, even the school people management said that we can take her after an hour, but she stayed 1.5 hours, which was very much not expected from our end also. And then after that, the next day what we told her when we left her is like, we are leaving you here and we will be going back to home, and then we will come back after your school ends. So this is what I told her. And the moment she entered, she started crying as usual, but like the previous day. And her caretakers would have told her that Amma Appa is not leaving anywhere, they are going to wait in the reception only. So maybe that was contradicting with what I told her. So she was not able to get convinced, because the caretaker kept on telling that mommy and daddy are waiting outside. So she trusted my words very strongly, that I told her multiple times that you are going inside, and I will go home, we both will go home, and we will come back after school ends. So that was their contract. So the entire day, entire 1.5 hours, she was only crying. Like, it was not like a adamant crying, but it was like, whenever sometimes she's playing, and then immediately she starts crying. That is what the teachers told us. Like, she's getting settled, but then immediately she remembers that, and she's asking, Amma Vino, Amma Vino. And then after she came, the first question that she asked me was, Amma, did you go home, or were you waiting here? I told her that I was waiting here. Then she was kind of okay. I then asked her what happened. She said, after some time, she said that, Amma, I was thinking that you went home, but ma'am was saying you are here. So from there, I got to figure out, like, okay, maybe that was a contradiction which made her to cry for such a long time. But the third day, I told her, I'll be waiting in the reception only. You go and have fun. I can see that you are having fun, so go and have fun. I'll be waiting in the reception only. The third day and all, she never cried. And even after, it was actually not she didn't start at the nursery completely. It was only a summer camp. So it was for 10 days, the same school which I'm planning to join her for nursery. There coincidentally, the summer camp happened, and I asked her whether she wants to go to summer camp. She said okay. So we also made her go into that. That's it. But the entire summer camp process, she really loved it, and she stayed throughout the 2 hours. Yeah, she stayed throughout, no crying and all, and she used to come and explain everything. So preparation is the key. Not forcing the child, and also giving them the space to express their emotions is key. So let me try to put a detailed video with action steps for parents who are going to start. Let me take up another one or two questions, and then we will wind up for this week. I'm planning to do this at least once in a week, but I'm not sure about the dates. Maybe I'll have to, put on a date and a time, schedule one. I'll schedule one. Okay, so any questions here? Okay, so Vani Naveen have asked, like, I got to know about RBE very recently. So please let me know how to start about it for 4.8 years old. First of all, I would like to tell you here is that parents especially, they when they comes to know something like RBE right now, after the child is 3 years old or 4 years old, the immediate thought that they get it, oh my god, I missed all these years, I missed so many things, am I too late? So this is a common question that I've always been receiving. So I always believe in one thing, I want to share it with all of you here. So I always believe that I come across something at the right time. Okay, I come across right things at the right time. So maybe if I have known about this earlier, I would not be in a position to do it. So I'll just always have that kind of thought process where I always come across right things at the right time. So if you are a parent with an older kid, and if you are coming across right brain education now, it means that now is the right time for you. Okay, now I want you to have that perspective. From this perspective, you start to look out for things, and things will start to happen. Okay, so for starting right brain education with your 4.8-year-old is not different from starting right brain education with your 2 month old or 3 month old. The method, the process is all the same. The thought process and the parents' readiness is very important for a child. Especially, you can also think about the positive sides of this. But for example, if you see the 4.8-year-old, they can actually help you in preparing materials, they can help you with the topics, that they can easily tell you that, Amma, I likes this, let us do this. For an infant, if you consider, or a toddler especially, we have to keep on observing, and we have to only make assumptions that the child may like this, may not like this. But for an older kid, it's so easy for you to go and ask them, what do you want to see this time? Tell me, I'll prepare a PPT and I'll print it out and we will see, right? And for a 4.8-year-old, you can also show on screen itself. You can involve him in the process. So think in positive way and get started. The thing is, you have to understand the method properly, because many of my students also used to tell that, there are a lot of information available right now. There are a lot of free information available. There are a lot of 1 hour workshops available. There are some 3-day workshops available. But the thing is, you have to make sure that you are consuming the information from a mentor who is an implementer. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of people taking RBE classes. We don't even know whether they have done with their own children, or do they have any kind of experience, because I strongly believe that this is not a method where you just mug up or read from somewhere and teach other people. It is an experience that you have to first experience within yourself, and then only you will be able to teach other people, because you need to know how to handle all these situations. So make sure you are choosing the right mentor. And when you are choosing the mentor, you can actually cut down all the parts where it is not going to give you any results. There will be a lot of a lot of trial and errors or tweaks you need to do. So make sure that you are falling into the system where the system is actually proven and working. Okay, where the system is actually proven and working. So that is why it is very important, and also to know the basics. You should know why we are doing this, what are we doing. When the foundations are strong, it just becomes easy, because this is not a one time 1 week or 1 month practice that you do with your child. It's just a lifestyle. So yeah. Okay, so I think today we will end it up today. So I'll definitely try to schedule a particular day and a particular time. Maybe like this also. Night is also works good for me, like this 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock. And we will try to come, or I'll come try to come often the live to meet you all, at least virtually. And if anybody here, if you want to know more about right brain education or whole brain acceleration framework, if you want to join in my community, please do come and attend the webinar tomorrow at 10 a.m. You can go to hpunalini.co/webinar, where you can go and attend the webinar. Tomorrow, the live will be happening from 10 to 12. Come and join me there. Even if you cannot come and join me live tomorrow, please go and register yourself in hpunalini.co/webinar, so that you'll be added into a WhatsApp group where the next webinar updates will also be shared over there. Okay. So I'll meet you live. Yeah. So, and also, if you are on Instagram, go follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're watching from YouTube, go and follow me in Instagram, because two different platforms, two different types of content I will be sharing. Okay. Thank you so much for joining. Lots of love to you all. I'll definitely come again. Maybe next week we'll meet again live, and we'll talk more. Bye bye.